Yes, so it's a smoky morning, toxic methane gas, dry season, SWMCOL dump, so-called landfills, placing workers' health and lives at risk continuously, and the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago health and life at risk continuously. And my question this morning to the management of SWMCOL and to the line minister Marvin Gonzalez, where is the solid waste master plan of 1979? A simple question. Where is the solid waste master plan of 1979? Can you see what's going on this morning? All this toxic methane gas, smoke, copper. You see that black smoke you see in there? Like copper and tires and all kind of thing. The white smoke is all kind of different debris and so on, right? But you see that black smoke there? It's more deadly than anything else. That is poison itself. Direct poison. And these are the SWMCOL workers in the landfill, so-called landfill. In my view, the workers at the dumps, because we have dump sites, this is what the workers in the dumps, this have to be going through on a regular basis. Now it's the dry season. Usually, what takes place is that there is a fire watch team that is on the ground 24 hours. But for some odd reason, this management team decided to cut back on overtime and cut back on hiring certain people that is normally get work during the dry season to ensure that any fire is seen, it is taken care of before it reaches to this. Now this morning when I reached early, all that smoke you see in there, you was only seeing red, blazing fire. And as I say, it's toxic methane gas under the grounds. And when they say in the engineering here, a dump, the engineering a time bomb, because all the e-waste, electrical waste, cell phones, TVs, radios, and all these things have something called radioactive molecules that is very highly combustible. And when these things come together with the heat from the dry season and the gas under the ground from the garbage, there's where a big fire comes in. And the management of SWMCOL, the present management that is, I don't know what they really know, because at the end of the day, I believe it's a square pegs in the wrong hole. All they know to do is a micromanage. How they pay that manager here to do? They buy a brand new van for a manager to come and watch people time. And see who come in early and who see who come in late and see who leave and come back. In a place like this, before they start to fix the conditions, they want to hold people here hostage for 6 and 8 hours to poison the system. But the only thing that's getting away is the fact that most workers will be afraid to stand up for their own rights. That is the only thing that's getting away for. Most workers here, for some reason, they'll be afraid to stand up for their own rights. But my point is this morning, the workers at the dumps, health and lives matters. Mr. Marvin Gonzalez. And to the people who live in Westmoreland and down in the west, if you watch where the smoke is heading, it is heading directly to the west side, going down to the west. All Westmoreland and Carnage are supposed to be looking pretty smoky and musky this hour. So this is what they're getting. It's the smoke from the dump fire. And until the government put the right perspective in place and the right peoples in place to take care of the garbage in this country, this is a continuous thing that we have to face almost yearly. Right? So Mr. Gonzalez, the union, I believe, would have right to come and pay the dump a visit, because back in Ansel Antoine time, when Ansel Antoine came and he viewed the dump and he see the situation, he deemed this place unfit for human beings. But for some reason, the government moved him from that position and get rid of him. You understand? Because they want to continuously placing workers' lives at risk, placing workers' lives in harm's way unnecessarily. Right? If it is the structure proper engineered landfill, all these issues that we continuously have in decade after decade will stop. They have a 1979 master plan where persons left Trinidad and went abroad to the first world countries and got the blueprints for what you call an engineered landfill and an integrated waste management system. Right? And I don't know, boy, oh gosh. All the management and SWMCOL just want to do is victimize people like me for exposing these kind of things that they're doing to the workers. That is all the management SWMCOL has been interested in doing. Victimizing, demonizing, and putting me on suspensions and trying to dismiss me, because they're no longer trying to build a case and suspend me several times to try to dismiss me. But God is the boss. At the end of the day, the power of truth hovers over me, because at the end of the day, I'm talking the right thing and I'm trying to explain the right thing to the public. Let the public see what's taking place. All they will see during the course of the day, according to the wind blows, this will get worse. Study all the children, the elderly people. This smoke is not an ordinary smoke. This is toxic chemical poisoning smoke, right? And it has caused a lot of what you call respiratory ailments, right? Respiratory ailments. So for the people who's are asthma and suffer the asthma and this and that and thing, oh gosh, I don't know. All they try and find a way some way away from the wind direction where the smoke will be blowing. If all they can go to the east and go up Cora, go wait out nicely river stream and lay breeze and thing, do that. Because you see the smoke coming down here. I live in a tongue, I studied my children. You understand? My children live in a tongue with me. So the smoke will not affect my children later on this evening as the wind blow and it spread around. So Mr. Gonzalez, my advice to you, sir, is to go and find back the 1979 SWMCOL master plan for the proper engineered landfill and for the integrated waste management system. And oh God, for heaven's sake, well, make it an urgency and priority. Now it's about time. This is a national emergency. And to all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, well, let's show some concern into this issue. To the people who is the environmentalists and the people who is the persons in parliament, you understand, and the people who is activists, I want let us share this live, spread it, wide spread it, you know, on the social media so it can reach the right persons. I wanted to reach the Prime Minister also again, as usual, as is always try to get these things to reach the Prime Minister eyes and ears so you can see. If they don't want to come and see, I sending it to them, right? So this is the situation. What just smoke? And it's our workers up in that dump working in that without proper respiratory equipments, safety equipments. You understand? This is what the workers are to be working in with no proper safety requirements, safety gears, respiratory apparatus, nothing of the sort. Right? Millions. I see somebody say our millions was already given. I think toxic. I think fix this. What you need to ask is who is given to. Yeah? But what I'm saying, at the end of the day, our government supposed to be governing things. Have a line minister supposed to be ensuring and, you know, checking up on these things that under his purview. You understand? So at the end of the day, while they're contracting the money and giving out the money, they doesn't care about the services to be provided and to be provided efficiently and sufficiently and in the right way, as a lot of things in Trinidad is. It's time for this to stop because of the fact that political interference and the placing square pegs in wrong hole because they're not hiring people and giving them positions because of qualification, they giving them positions because of affiliation with whatever party, political party. And that is the problem why most of these state companies just be so inefficient and insufficient, right? They just be so inefficient and they just have to be failing over and over again, right? So public want to share this live. I will do some more as the day goes by. Don't mind the company management busy trying to give me a case not to do what we're doing here. They say not to what they just use the term? Oh gosh. It's a term that is used. I put any company into disrepute or something, so they say. But at the end of the day, I only put my life and my health at risk. My health and my life at risk. And the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago life at risk. So what more important, protecting the nonsense all they're doing or protecting the health and the life of the citizens in Trinidad and Tobago? Mr. Marvin Gonzalez and the head of SWMCOL, Kevin Thompson, the CEO and the chairman Ronald Milford. All you start to look into the real issues for me, please, and stop putting workers and people and the citizens' life at risk in this place with the way land. How much time I come and say it, boy? How much time I come and beg, boy? All they do all the job now, man. If all know all they can't do the job, all they resign and let the people and them get people who can do the job. Mr. Ronald Roach, I always call him name because I the man who had the expertise and the experience with this thing. But the frustrated man out of office in 2019. You understand? The government of the day frustrated man out of office, force him to resign. You understand? But I call on him still to be at readiness to provide a service to his country, to be a patriot, because he knows the way this thing's supposed to go. Because at the end of the day, the man in SWMCOL, they knows nothing about waste management. All they know about is they come, they get position, they fill the pocket, and they trample and ride on workers' back, and place workers' health at life at risk, and that is all they care about. And to watch workers, hours they coming in, and hours they leaving, and they want them to stay for 6 and 8 hours, and they won't fix the conditions that are the workers in, that they want them to stay for 6 and 8 hours for. Putting the workers' life at risk. You understand? Putting the workers' health at risk. That is all they're doing. Right? That is all they care about. Because them money tall, them paper tall, that is all them care about. Them get a nice new van to drive in, that's all they care about. But the workers had to come here, suffer and die with slave wages and the most inhumane conditions where managers can work from the comfort of the home in a nice air-conditioned office too if they choose to come out to work. Them safe and secure, while the workers in the dump are to come out and face this toxic poison environment every day. And they're lucky that have the workforce in like me to stand up for the rights, because plenty of them afraid. Plenty of the workers just be afraid to stand up for the rights. I don't know why. So when all they see me alone doing my thing, that is how it just goes sometimes. You understand? I is a solo, I just ride solo. Who don't want to stand up for the rights, I want to hide and afraid to talk and only talk behind the scene, like them. I just come out brave and bold for my rights. Because I don't believe in stupid to conquer. I believe what is mine is mine. And I just stand up and fight for it bold and brave. You understand? Bold and brave. They say oppression is worse than slaughter. Oppression is worse than slaughter. And what they're doing here, the oppressing workers. The oppressing the workers here. You understand? What the conditions, what the kind of small money that workers working for. You understand? 4,000. Imagine the workers who working in that smoke day. Right now, directing truck and trying to out that fire. Them fellas going on with less than 4,000 when the man come. Imagine that. Men working here for 10 and 20 years and that's all they're going on with, because you know why? Fitzgerald Hines said these workers working in garbage, they don't do nothing. Because it's garbage they're dealing with. You understand? There's workers who working in a dump, it's garbage, and they don't work nothing. That's what Fitzgerald Hines said already. You understand? An ex-chairman tell me and the president of the union that. He said, imagine, that was in 2015 or 2014, he said, imagine we going to these people to ask these people for a proper increase to the workers. And Fitzgerald Hines tell the chairman and the board of directors back then that all on taking them workers increase and back pay for them workers to do nothing, because they believe it's garbage in it, rubbish they're working in, so it ain't no value. The workers' health and the life risking ain't no value. But I hear to say, if I is the only man that stand for the justice of the workers here, because myself included, I go be the voice to continuously show the public what's going on and keep the issue highlighted and burning so the public will know the kind of wickedness that taking place in this place called solid waste. You understand? And hey, it's not just the workers that this thing affecting, eh? The public at large, the citizens at wide. Imagine 100 workers approximately in the 3 dams put together carrying out a service for 1.5 million citizens plus residents. 1.5 million citizens plus residents in this country. When it comes to the garbage, all the putting out from all the homes, all the workplace, all the school, wherever, all the manners are waste. Whether it's toxic waste, chemical waste, fecal waste, medical waste, industrial waste, domestic waste, all the waste that come to these dumps. Hazardous waste and all to the man, the Lions CEO, say don't hazardous waste come here. But I know since I here, 22 years now, asbestos, where some all them chemical companies and them coming right here in a place called Marriage Pond. And it's still there, untreated. You understand? And seeping in the underground aquifers. That's why we have so much cancer cases in this country, because all that waste and chemicals going in the way called the underground aquifers. So the water supply is a toxic poison, heavy metal water supply that people getting. It's a serious thing. So public want to share this live. Whoever it is know, Marvin Gonzalez send it for him from a place. I ain't have a number, I ain't have a link to him. But all you go know, you can link and send it. That's certain thing and it go viral. It go to him, it go reach him. I want to reach the Prime Minister, I want to reach the President, the unseen and unheard President. We just a rubber stamp and collecting big money, free money. Just like all them people in SWMCOL collecting big money, free money for doing absolutely nothing for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? This place called Trinidad and Tobago is a puppy show, it's a big joke. I don't know when the people in Trinidad and Tobago go wake up to themselves and stand up for the right thing. Right? Anyway, let's share the live. I out.